Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Nuggets News. In this week's technical analysis, we're just going to go over the big three as well as Mesigo and Neo that we've been keeping a close eye on, and obviously China coming out with the news about ICOs. I've recently just done a bit of a live stream discussing that at length, so check that out as well if you want to after this. So apologies, I didn't do my technical analysis on a Sunday like usual. It was Father's Day in Australia yesterday. I spent the day with my father and both my grandfathers, so still lucky to have all my grandparents. And there's more to life than trading. Please check out my trading psychology video that I put up yesterday about how to control your emotions, and maybe that's a timely video as we're experiencing a sharp correction today. Thanks to everyone for the positive feedback about my gold video and my other off the cuff video about consistently making large returns with cryptocurrency. So I've done a few different videos taking this channel in a slightly different direction lately, trying to keep it mostly tied back into crypto, and we've gone from a few hundred subscribers when I started the channel a couple of months ago to 5,000. So thanks guys, and I'll try and keep the content coming. So last week Bitcoin was trading at 43.21 at time of recording, and I was saying that I want people to be cautious about the SegWit 2x issues and keep your finger on the pulse as far as that's concerned. But at the time I said technically we was getting stronger, and we would bang on the 4-hour chart, we'd bang our head up against that 4,400 mark on 4 or 5 occasions. And I said if we broke that, then look out. And on that 4-hour chart, we're looking at this cup and handle that ended up playing out perfectly, consolidating at a high fib level. So all the stars aligned and we got that strong breakout. And as always, when everyone's looking at a round number like 5,000, okay, it was always going to be resistance and always fall a bit short. But well done to those guys that traded that breakout from 4,400 up to 5,000. As we said, that technically pattern was very strong, and so many new accounts in this space. Okay, I still think that Bitcoin's going to continue high. Look at this long-term trend line from when we last bottomed with a few touches now. And again, almost testing that. It's going to be interesting over the next day or two to see if we touch this trend line again, and if we touch this high fib level again and get a nice strong bounce off, or whether or not we sort of muck around and have a bit of weakness until the 8th of September when this bracket finishes. And these brackets have been pretty awesome of late, okay? Really obeying the cycle analysis. So a few things to keep an eye on there for Bitcoin. Ethereum was trading at 335 at time of recording last week, and again I said it was technically very strong. I was looking for a strong breakout in the coming week. That stair-step pattern, high fib levels, not much resistance was the other comment I made, okay? 340 a little bit, and sure enough we got a little bit of a test and a play around there, and I said there was not much resistance until 400, and well done to those that traded that as well, all the way up there to 396. And again, a round number, getting a little bit short. We didn't have any more fundamental strong news to push us to all-time highs. And obviously we've had a bit of a pullback since then. That long-term trend line, okay, we've tested that, had a nice bounce off that on 2 separate occasions there. And I might just zoom into that 4-hour chart, as we are starting to get oversold now, which we haven't seen. We just don't see that often in bull markets when everything's on the rise. And I think well done to those guys that stepped in and bought Ethereum at in the low 300s today on this panic sell news of China banning ICOs, which led to a big correction in just about every name in the space. So obviously oversold on the RSI now. Traders stepped in, play for this bounce. Let's see if we can regain this long trend line on a daily close. And again, high fib levels. The bull market's far from over in Ethereum, and this has actually got the 2 brackets bottoming tomorrow. So whether or not we get a strong push up as of tomorrow and this correction, look at these we run the entire length of these green brackets. We have a bit of a pullback, and then we have the next leg higher. Now we've got a bit of a perfect pullback again with my cycles, and let's see if we can get that strong bounce for Ethereum. Now, last week Litecoin was trading at $54, and I said that this was probably technically the strongest chart of all the big three that we're looking for a bullish activity for all of them. But again, that stair-step perfect pattern, those two long-term trend lines that we'd held, these cycles where we're just having big run-up and then a bit of a correction, okay, these up-down patterns. We had that big run-up. Look at that. We barely got any pullback there that couldn't give anything back, and we entered that new bracket, and look at those two big green candles on big volume as we get that bracket pushing up there. So well done to Litecoin. I've posted articles to my members about how this coin never gets the spotlight, but it's now the oldest coin without a hard fork. Still a relatively small market cap compared to these other coins. It's got SegWit. I made a video about Lightning networks, how they work. Litecoin's recently done its first transaction over the Lightning network. Please check out that video as well if you haven't already. But we obviously need to take a breather. Anytime we double in price in a week, okay, we need to take a breather, and it is consolidating it again around a higher fib level. So we need to take a bit of a breath before we can resume this uptrend in Litecoin as well, which continues to act as a safe haven. So OMG was trading at $8.10 last week at time of recording. And again, I'm just talking about the strength of the pattern, just looking so strong at the time, consolidating at a higher fib level, and I was expecting it to break all-time highs, and well done to those that traded that up to $12.60 there. And again, probably running fairly hard, fairly fast. We need to take a breather. It had two touches off that high fib level there, but then today on the ICO China news, big sell-off, and again, buyers stepping in to buy here, oversold on shorter term time frames. Let's see how the market reacts here. Neo's the one that everyone's got their eye on. We said this was in a downtrend line. Whether or not this takes a couple more days, this bracket bottoms on the 6th of September. So, you know, the US and the West is only waking up to this news now. Okay, it's night time on Monday in Australia. Let's see if this takes a couple of days to digest and play around here. But Neo's nearly given everything back from that pre-AntShares branding. So Neo's far from dead. This is bad news in the short term, but Neo's not just an ICO platform, okay? It's still its own cryptocurrency for smart contracts. It's got more tricks up its sleeve, and it's far from dead in the long term, in my opinion. So maybe we will have to wait until the 6th or 7th of September to get a bit more of a strong push up from this bracket here. Again, please watch that live stream I've just done if you want a more detailed analysis on exactly what the People's Bank of China have said and how that relates to ICOs and all the coins in this space. So as always, guys, thanks for tuning in. Please like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, share these videos around, and I'll talk to you next time. Cheers, guys.